Zuber, and this is your favorite guest, Jimbo. This is, of course, February 13th, and this is your daily financial news. Hey, buddy, how are you? Want to rest? Okay, you rest. So, we're talking about the daily financial news today. Again, author of One Rental at a Time. And a couple of things before we get into the daily financial news. First and foremost, remember in about 29 minutes, I will be doing a live Q&A session just for viewers of One Rental at a Time. I have a series of questions I collected throughout the week that I will answer, but the real fun of the experience is when you all are watching live and asking questions. So that again will start at 8 a.m. Pacific. I admittedly do a horrible job of talking about it, but you can count on that activity every Saturday at 8 a.m. I think of the last 36 weeks, I've missed two for whatever reason. So again, you can count on that. Next up, got to remind you of the new saying, today is a great day to make some money, and of course, be a little bit better than yesterday. That's something I got to get used to saying as I open it up. And then lastly, looks like you all like the new hat. I got to let my daughter know. I just made it available yesterday, and many of you have bought the hat. It really speaks to us better, right? One rental at a time. So thank you very much for the support, and I appreciate you. So a couple of things to talk about. As I said in the title, we'll start there. I think it is very clear that the federal government is setting the stage for what could be eventually another housing bubble. So a lot of people hear housing bubble and they think 2008, they think collapse, but let's parse the words that I have said. They're setting the stage. I've done a bunch of reading in the last 48 hours about what really preceded Wall Street's craziness in 05, 06, 07. And what you may not realize is the foundation, the seeds, if you will, the seeds of the last crash were actually planted in 1997. There were rules or regulations or whatever you want to call them that incentivized HUD and other federal agencies around home ownership. It was that stated goal to reverse the negative trend of home ownership nationwide that was the beginnings of what ultimately became the housing crash, right? Again, when your goal is home ownership and that is your North Star, it starts in 1997. What else do I got? So it started in 97, where Fannie Mae was buying loans at 97% loan to value. By 2001, 4 years later, they were routinely buying 100% LTV or zero down loans. By 2007, 55% of their loans were to low income and moderate income individuals. Again, so what did I say in the beginning? It certainly seems like the federal government is about to plant some seeds that could eventually end in another housing bubble or housing crash. But just like last time, it could be over a decade away, right? The housing market doesn't move like stocks. It doesn't go to overbought just like that. So we have to watch this, and we as investors have to take advantage of this. Some markets may go early, some markets late. Please do your homework. If you're in my course, watch your market. We don't have to really think nationally. If you're in kind of the South or the warm states, clearly you are seeing population increases. If you are an urban core, you're already suffering. So learn your areas. I do not think there is a immediate 12-month housing crash or housing bubble coming. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is get in early. Read my book. It's in the book, right? We started buying houses in '01. 4 or 5 years later, affordability got nutty. We sold, moved into apartments. When I hear housing, or when I talk about housing bubble, and I have the experience around it, many of you, maybe not the folks that watch this, but many of the folks that kind of casually watch what we are doing here on this channel or in my Facebook group will think, okay, great, I'm not going to buy a house because of a bubble. You're not listening. You're not doing the work. I believe we have 3, 4, 5, maybe 10 years to buy, make sure we conservatively finance cash flow, and then you could sell for huge equity gains. I think if the government incents home ownership and you are a landlord of single family homes, you're going to be pulling supply off. It's going to raise prices, and you could sell just like I did. We sold 7 properties, 6 homes in a duplex. That's 8 units. We probably pocketed, I'm going to guess, $500,000 in artificial gains. That means the supernova of Wall Street on top of federal regulations gave us an extra 500K. That could happen again. Bubbles go longer than we would think. It's time to get in. Get 30-year money, please. Get fixed rate 30-year money. Let inflation be your friend. Conservatively finance. I really think there's an opportunity for all of us to make some money. And I mean that. I think today's a great day to make some money. I closed on 2 properties yesterday. Yes, 2 yesterday. Sold 1 on Wednesday last week. So good week for us. Hopefully it was a good week for you. Remember, if you're one of my students, I need to hear from you when you do a deal. Because again, part of my positive impact score, and actually the biggest part of it, is when my students do deals. I track this weekly and you will see that number tomorrow. Staying on the housing front, bidding wars are not subsiding. As of January, 56% of the homes or buyers faced bidding wars. That's up from 52%. 50% of all homes are in contract in under 2 weeks. President's Day weekend, I didn't know this, but this weekend starts the unofficial spring selling season. I do believe this year is going to be the year of the move-up buyer. Inventory is already starting to come. But realize, as inventory comes and we have all of these people waiting to buy, it's still going, we got to feed the machine. So there's lots of work ahead. Salt Lake City, 9 out of 10 listings have multiple offers. San Diego, 78%. And go figure, the Bay Area, the most overinflated, costly, silly market, 77% of our listings have multiple offers. Man, people have too much money in the Bay Area. Inventory, again, just highlighting where we are down. New listings, so just new listings, are down 29% year on year. And total inventory across the board is down 47%. That's just wild. So again, it's going to take a lot of move-up buyers to feed the machine so that we can raise this, but it is coming. I am certain of that. Back to my belief that the federal government is either wrong or ignorant. Inflation is real. Lumber is up 113%. Now there's some supply issues there, of course, but one builder talked about the framing costs last year versus this year. Entry-level framing a house, this was in the South, I think this was in Georgia, $35,000 just to frame it, just the sticks. Now it's $71,000. Yes, the builder can eat some of that cost, but they ain't going to eat all of that cost. Inflation is real. Gas is up. Food is up. I don't know what the Fed is talking about. It is very clear that the stimulus is coming, $1.9 trillion, and there will be another one. It's going to happen. We don't have to agree with it, but we have to react to it. We have to make decisions. And if you are following what I talk about, the 10-year Treasury just yesterday touched 1.2%, and it hasn't done that since March. Folks, the Fed, they can hold it down maybe this year, but I don't think they can next year. So again, get that 30-year money, fixed rate. If you can get a 2 on it, all the best. Get a 3 on it, great. What else is going on? With the stimulus, it's going to be interesting to see what happens, how much goes to savings, right? We have $1.3 trillion in excess savings. We've talked about that. We clearly have some gamblers out there that will take the proceeds and just throw it in Robinhood and gamble, which is unfortunate. This is meant to pay rent, pay food, but it is what it is. Next week's a big week. Again, we have some solid earnings that we're going to check out. Walmart is one for me. Walmart's going to tell me, how the bottom of the K, right? We talk about the K-shaped recovery. The bottom of the K is behaving. I'm going to guess they're up. They're more active. Hilton is interesting to watch. Are we taking vacations yet? What part of the country is producing or not? We have producer prices. Again, I think inflation is real. We're going to see how much they're fudging the numbers. Retail sales, right? Is the consumer retrenched in January? I think so, but we shall see. Housing stats. We have pending home sales and existing home sales. And of course, we have jobless claims. So again, lots of exciting stuff going on. Today's a great day to make some money. Be just a little bit better than yesterday. And thanks for all the support of getting the hats. That was nice to see. I'm sure it will make Teresa smile. I'll be talking to you in 20 minutes from my computer during our live session. Have a wonderful Saturday. Enjoy your 3-day weekend. Remember, tomorrow is Valentine's Day. Bye.